Back at it again. Random recoveries. Would you look at this stash? It fits so perfectly on the rug. Makes me think that that is my limit. Not quite. You know how this goes with us. These are all random recoveries from the past 5 months. You know, stuff you find in the gutter, in parking lots, behind a dumpster. Random recoveries from adventures that didn't really call for like a major portion of the video. 2 here, 3 there, 1 here, 15 there. But it's all the same kind of stuff that I like recovering, you know? Very nice stash. A lot of cleaning is in my future. A lot of dusting, scrubbing off, getting ready for display, getting ready for art, and other things, of course. Here's the treasure pieces that we ended up finding. Random recoveries, you know, here, there, everywhere. 1 here, 1 there, perhaps even more. Very nice. Nothing major, just some glass beads, buttons, that kind of thing. Things I find in the parking lots, wherever I just might be. Hey, that kind of rhymed. But that thing right there, man, that joker right here is going to be going right in the safe. Not real gold or anything like that, but there's always something special about it. But when am I ever going to start finding the things from like other religions? You know, that kind of thing. Some of the time we do, some of the time we don't. You got the bottles right here. Very nice collection. This is my first one when it comes to the 1 pint, the 1 pinter of the Coke bottles, man. Probably from the 80s. A lot of things from the 70s and 80s, possibly. 60s, most likely, too. Yeah, just a cool collection right here. Not really overwhelming. Wonder what this collection would look like if I gave it 5 months, but I'm just always maxed out on space. Maxed out on space. Still got something in it. Smell kind of funny when I opened that thing up. Yeah. Candle holder. This thing right here, never found one of these, but people find them all the time, apparently. I'm just missing out. It's almost like I'm just getting started with everything that I do. Jeez. But the E is messed up. Look at that. Looks like an F, but the E, the finished portion of it, is on the bottom. Can't see it. Same thing with the J. It's almost like this thing is rare when it's off-centered, but, you know, these things are common. W-A-T-E-R. Very common bottle. According to some channels that I've watched. And other things, too. Can't wait to see this stuff clean, though. And this is like a one-of-a-kind find right up in here. Return for refund. Say what? I mean, look at that. We saved it, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we saved this thing. I know you probably saw the video or the videos that I make when I find these things, but it just can't, it's not enough for the video. You know, like this thing right here. Pulled over on the side of the road to pick up some garbage and came across this thing. Far out in the country, in the middle of nowhere. Probably fell off a truck or something. No power lines around, nothing like that. Great find. Don't know if I'm going to paint it one color or what, but that's a cool find right there. I like that. Same thing here. Looks like a UFO from like 1961. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I just think it's cool. I mean, you don't see stuff like this often. Looks like it came from an airport. But, clean off the reflectors perfectly, the best I can, and cover it up and spray paint it a solid color. I think that is downright cool. A lot of other things. I mean, look at the art stash we got going on. This 4.5 foot line. Very nice collection in this one. Once again, just random finds, random collections. Probably was part of a major video. Probably wasn't. But we got the soles of the shoes. I think a lot of this stuff was also collected there in a couple of episodes where I had it wasn't recorded. Had no battery life left, that kind of thing. No memory left in the iPhone. But you talk about artistic. Look at that. Never seen a soul like this. It kind of reminds me of myself. Imagine if I just framed this as myself. My soul. I found my soul. But it's more like cushioning. There's a soul that it goes to right there. Probably one of the most artistic ones I have ever collected. What the heck is wrong with me? Look, you got the wood pile. You got the metal pile right there. Nothing was found under a freeway, under a bridge or anything like that. Just a lot of cool things right here. But to me, everything is cool. Especially when you clean it up and you spray paint it. And you just let it sit on the mantle or something. And it's an instant hit with the crowd. The crowd of birds and stuff like that come in by the window, Got these things too right here. Here's the human pile. The human clothes pile. I mean, not really close, but, just odds and ends. But one thing I'm so proud of, man. Of course, you never saw it on camera at a dump site, And I told you a story throughout the summer. Towards the end of the summer, I ran into an issue with the swim trunks that I have. I've had those things for like 11 years. Well, I got like several pairs, but this pair in general, I was like spreading my legs to get into the kayak after cleaning up heaven. Had garbage bags all in the kayak, and I had to spread my legs to step over it. Second, I spread my legs and started going down. I ripped the entire swim trunks, and I was like, I need to go get me some. And they were getting into my soul saying, hey, man, we know where there's this pair you can have. It's out here. You got to go find it. Look how weathered this thing is. I don't even know what color it really was. I'm going to clean these the best I can. It's got roots that were growing on the inside like grass roots and stuff, but grass roots. I don't even know if it's my size, but these are swim trunks, ladies and gentlemen. Spirit? Huh. Spirit. Spirit Pro. Pro Spirit. Yes, I am Pro Spirit. I'm looking for the size. I want to see if it's my size. It's going to be crazy if it was my size. Never mind. It is my size. It's extra large, man. Dang. Definitely Da Vinci style. Kind of looks like that. That's definitely Da Vinci style for real. Yeah. A lot of good stuff in this stash. I know a lot of this stuff right here is going to be garbage. It's just stuff I just got out, Can't let go of the toys, though. I don't know why. Look at all the fishing lures I have. I got at least 25 up in that thing. Great summer when it comes to running across those things, but I found most of them when I was just picking up the garbage in little backup zones around the lake. Yeah. Puzzle pieces in here. That's cool. Should have put that in the treasure bowl over here. You know, we had to save Teddy. Cleaning up heaven. You already know what a couple of these things are. Need I say less? Yeah, found some pictures. Next to the camera, got some sunglasses, cheap, you know. I thought about using this as my own, replacing one that's already in there. Look how artistic that thing is. You see, guys, you just got to give things time. You'll never find anything as artistic as this when it comes to a toilet paper roll thing, whatever, you know? I don't even know if it's going to work, though, man. But you just, if you're into this kind of thing, it's like the only place you can find it is in nature. But you have to give it time to be naturipulated in a way which no human could ever imagine or even do themselves. The weathering techniques of nature. You're going to say the spring doesn't even work. You can see it's busted. Yeah, hold on. Let me jab this thing into the leg like it's one of them needles, you know. Hold on. Yeah, I'm just pounding that thing in there, man. Yeah. It's weird. Something smells like, I don't know. I don't know if that was something in there. It smells like a chemical or something like that. But guys, you got some cool things on this side too. I mean, there's cool stuff all around. You're going to say, Da Vinci, what's wrong with you, man? We're not even going to get into that. Yeah, got some old home site stuff. Typical kind of stuff we usually always find. That was found in the woods in the area where someone said a month before that when I was doing an EVP session, trying to ask about trees, someone said, Michael's standing behind you with an axe head. I had to go back out there looking for it. And we found it. Yeah. But you talk about a little crybaby starter right here. Dang. Specialty of quadruple X something. Man, imagine that thing was intact, man. Another expensive one if it was. Gotta have the text on it. Thing would have been quite large. Probably had the one handle on it. Could have had two of them. Never have good luck with these things. Still waiting. Yeah. And then you got the other things that we found cleaning. Some that says Harmony. You buy it from Garden Ridge or something like that. That is a very nice item, man. I don't know if I'm going to spray paint it. It's kind of weathered a little bit. You're saying it's not made to be spray painted. There's no rocks that are orange. There are no rocks that you put in the lawn that are purple, man. You know? And then you got another cool thing right here, man. You always find the ones that say beware of dog, beware of puppy. But this one's got a Doberman on it. Talk about a collector's item. Maybe I found this in a way where I'm supposed to have a Doberman when I'm older. When I'm an adult, I'm going to have a Doberman. Yeah. Beware of dog. They're going to love you to death. Yeah, I got the 1976 license plates. Weird. Found them far away apart from one another, and they're the same year. Ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it, indeed. Got a few important things up in here. Yeah, but this thing right here, guys, too. Found it in the same dump as this thing and a couple other things, you know. But I'm going to do a little Da Vinci style experiment. You know, these remind me of the good old days. Yeah. So, oh, look at that one. I'm hoping that's a blank sheet. That's a nice one. Yeah, but it's got notes. It's got different subjects that's covered on these things. I'm going to wash these off and I'm going to layer them and try to see if we can come up with a story, to see if anything pops out that is like something that involves my life, So I started going on crazy. I started digging so deep to try to find whatever I could of these things, and see if we can force a sign out of it. Because we're not just led to random locations. It's almost like they get in the spirit, and we're guided there. It's being guided. Even though these are random collections, we are guided to find something. Yeah, you're asking, where's the other random stuff? Oh, what, you talking about this stuff here? You must be talking about this stuff right here. Hold on 1 second. Let me do the right thing. All right, that's better. Had to throw on a flashlight on the good old iPhone. Yep, here you go. Just random collections. Made videos about these too. They were just like random pop-ups. Like a pop-up window that you couldn't get rid of back in like 2004, before they came out with that pop-up blocker. A dream come true. Yeah, it ain't real. They're just still making them out of stuff that we leave out, A lot of preforms. A few masterpieces. A couple of questionables. And a lot of brokes. And some so small you can't even see them. Yeah. Questionable. That's got to be some kind of hammer. Maybe not. Just don't drop it on the glass. Can never tell with this kind of stuff in GA. I know you can tell in a different way. Could be a fishing weight. Not really sure if it's one of them fish that they made ever since I collected that one fish that they told me I had to go back and get. When I heard them say they see fish, ever since then I'm having to collect every single rock that looks like a fish. And that definitely looks like one. Just like these right here that look like side profiles with a neck. What kind of hairdo was that? Yeah, then you got the random rocks with the cross on it. Weird, but very, very magical and spiritual. Some things I find trekking through the woods, it's white quartz, but it's so like clogged with the red Georgia clay. It's so beautiful though. And you're talking about beautiful. That's going to do that for 10 minutes. That's crazy. Thanks for the balance. But that joker right there, man. Oh, dang. Walking through the woods and stepped on it, hurt my foot. Love finding these things. Look, it looks like a dinosaur tooth. The bottom row. What a masterpiece. Love coming across that stuff, man. See, there's nothing like going out to nature and you just stumble upon it. You don't get online and type in this kind of stuff and come up with 30,000 hits. Same thing with a lot of this stuff. And that's human. Someone painted Omega on that thing. Or maybe nature did it with their drying process. Is that Omega? I think it is. Yeah, that's nature drying the paint. And they create the Omega symbol, kind of. They're crazy, man. Saying, look at this wood grain bone. It's a bone that has turned to wood grain. Could be well over a few hundred years old. Could be just 55. Don't know why it's brown. I've never seen a brown bone before. So you need to get out more. That's exactly what you're telling me. Here's the pottery. Got some crazy masterpieces when it comes to geometry, geometric, geometric design, man. Geometry. Any faces of knights? Any more grills? This looks like it's got a grill on it. Looks very 1950s to me. That's very cool. Very nice. Beautiful collection. And then, of course, that thing right there, man. That little tiny video exploring. I'm not going to say it's the find of 2024, even though we still have about 3 months left. Well, 2 months to be exact. Still trying to buy more time for stuff like this. That is a crazy find for this year, though. I only see these on video when people find them in places like Missouri, Kentucky. You know, the normal places that they always find this kind of stuff. Ohio. I don't know if that's a preform or if that's an authentic chopping axe. I think it's my second or third one, and they look almost exactly the same, especially on the flip side. It's got those grooves in it from the napping process. Definitely a good find. Great find. Excellent find. Excellent recovery effort. The age, I don't know. I'll be crapping my drawers if this thing was well over 10,000 years old. Let's just say over 8,500, I'll be, running to the bathroom. Don't know what to do with it now. I mean, what am I, what am I going to do with all this stuff now, though? I mean, there's a slight issue. It's not slight, it's just a little bit crazy. Crazy because I'm running out of space. I practically ran out of space. There's a little bit left. Kind of. That's 2024 right there. It's almost like I got to know my limits when it comes to everything in life. It's about all that I'm going to find, probably at least 35 more pieces after today. It's almost like the cube itself is like a limit. Maybe if it was a thicker shelf or something, container, we would have been finding a lot more. Just running out of space. Got a lot to do. There's always a lot to do.